The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast. We'll do 3 episodes before we hit record. So we'll just start. This is episode 781. Hello, if you're watching us on video.
Hello.
We're trying to get better at that. It should happen more frequently than it does. We are your Whiskey Brothers. I'm Slade Ham. That's Rob Mungle. That's Trey Tutson. Yeah. We're joined by Grady Pruitt, who people keep asking for you, and you keep having shit to do.
Well, it's good to be back.
It's all right. Don't suck. Everything's riding on this episode.
You caught me on a day that I have nothing to do, and I'm here, and I'm gonna bring it.
I think we should follow suit with Joe Rogan. Who are you going to endorse? That's all podcasts have to endorse a presidential candidate.
Myself.
Yeah.
As a write-in.
Oh, I'm rolling with Lil Yang. I said this shit months ago.
Did you say Lil Yang?
Lil Yang. Yeah, remember that's his boy, Lil Yang.
Man,
Okay.
I'm gonna roll with
Good.
roll with old Andy.
Good.
He got some ideas, I guess. I don't give a fuck. None of them are winning. We know who's winning this bitch.
Well, he's the one that's offering to give me money, so
you're easily swayed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm a one-tune voter. You know what I mean? Like, you're giving me money? Okay,
that should just be somewhat. I mean, if you're gonna flagrantly lie about your platform anyway, which is what everyone's lying, regardless.
Yeah.
Just say everyone gets $1 million. And people are, I believe, dumb and unresearched enough that might be the majority that buys it and does no follow-up on it.
I'm part of that group.
Why does no one just say that lie? One time.
Exactly.
There's plenty. I'm sure there's some guy screaming on the street corner who's going to run. I'll give you $1. Okay. Then give me a nickel first.
Fair enough. We have got a bottle of Stranahan's in front of us.
Nice.
It's the good stuff. Thank you to Nate Williams for the bottle of Strannies. Thank you to all of you who continue to support us.
I'm not going to.
All right, you guys be careful. Boy, everybody toasted right over the laptop.
He overpoured me a little bit, but did you see Aerosmith on the Grammys?
Rob, you could have started with "Did I see the Grammys?"
Yeah.
You probably could have answered that yourself.
I didn't see the Grammys, but
Aerosmith was on there?
Yeah. They had a live, and without their drummer, who's suing them.
Okay, so... But Joe Perry and
Steven
Tyler, which is really all. If you have that, it's Aerosmith.
It was the ghost of Steven Tyler, I think. He looks like an old woman.
Grady, we have never been so removed from a conversation. We both looked at each other like, do you know any of these motherfuckers?
You know, it's weird because I come from a white family. Like, I heard of the names.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
I couldn't pick him out in the lineup.
No, I couldn't pick him out. Yeah,
you couldn't pick out Steven Tyler in the lineup.
Is he the one with the fucked up face?
He looks with the long hair.
He looks like someone's grandmother.
Like his face is all yanked back.
He's got the mouth. Yeah, he's got Joker mouth.
Okay.
Yes, but
I actually could point him out. Yeah.
Yeah, he and he's always
they were bad.
He wears scarves.
Yeah,
and they always hang. Yeah, he's very flowery.
Yeah, well, like he comes from an age where, like, I guess if you're so straight, you just dress like a girl. You know,
you can do anything you wanted to in the
era.
'80s.
That was the agnostic era. Not agnostic.
But what?
Androgynous era. I said agnostic era. I mean, I guess they were agnostic. They were all questioning everything.
That's
the androgynous.
It's look. We got him to the right word.
That's a Harry Potter spell.
We got him to the right word. Let's not ruin the pronunciation. The 70s and 80s. Rockers were like it was almost expected.
Yeah.
It was very much if you weren't wearing spandex,
makeup,
and bright colors.
It was the perfect art form to hide your queerness. Like you could be in it, and they were like, "Yeah, that's that rock shit."
It's really come full circle. The hipster movement is nothing but the hippie movement.
Yeah,
it's just they added a few different letters, and that's it. Everything else is you get to.
Yeah, it's back to skinny jeans and everything.
Jeans. Yeah, riding a unicycle and cut off shorts. It's the same shit. Same shit.
But like, I felt like they were truly confident. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. Well, this is a copy of that.
Yeah.
And then before that, I'm sure there was a group of dudes in the 20s who dressed up like women and street fought.
Yeah.
Like it was a more manly version, a more confident version.
Well, that would be more embarrassing to like get beat up by a dude in a dress, you know, like that's a much more humiliating.
It's gonna fuck your mind up.
Yeah, exactly.
But not if you're also in a dress.
Oh, okay.
That was the great irony of mid-'80s metal, because you had everybody like Poison and Crew, the Motley Crue, and the guys with the white. They had the long hair, the androgynous thing, but they were all straight as fuck and trying to bang chicks in bikinis. And then you had Rob Halford of Judas Priest, who was completely gay, but didn't look anything like that. Had a leather fucking jacket.
I'm not wearing I'm not wearing those gay outfits.
And a leather collar and fucking spikes on his foot. But he loved.
In hindsight, the leather collar makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. When you look back at it now, he's a leather king. Okay,
keep that gay shit reserved back then.
Yeah.
Rob Halford sang for a band called Judas Priest.
Okay.
Judas Priest was a
Yeah, break it down for us.
Oh, y'all was explaining. Yeah, we don't. I've heard of these
never
names.
heard of Judas Priest?
I've heard of the names, but I don't.
British Steel. No.
Nope.
But wouldn't that suck to
What is that? Failed equipment? British Steel?
like if your
Screaming for
girlfriend-
vengeance. Nothing.
If your girlfriend or wife like cheats on you with like one of these rock stars, but then to like make matters worse, he also like steals her clothes and shit. I think I would rock this better. This top would look great on me.
Yeah. And people ask, why is rock dead today? It's this right here. Yeah. Why are there no rock bands? I don't know.
Wait a minute now. You can't get double pumps. You can't pump my wife and steal her pumps. What the fuck? Put that shit back. Get your ass out her closet. You hear double pumping, baby. I bought them pumps. Them the Valentine's Day pumps. Zip it up around. You just can't get enough. He ain't pumped out yet. He's sitting here.
So I take it he did poorly in his performance.
Aerosmith was garbage.
What did they do? Did they do new music?
No, they did "Living on the Edge," and it was like Perry or Steven Tyler couldn't hear the music, and it was a beat off, and so it was very rough. And then
that was so. Let me just for context. "Living on the Edge" was
living on the edge.
Yes, and Alicia Silverstone was in.
it was that was post.
No,
Lever Stills.
No.
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
She was in all the videos off that album.
No, it was Crying.
I just look confused for a minute. Thanks for being here.
No,
Grady.
we good. We chilling. We gonna learn.
It was Crying and two other ones that she was in. One with Steven Tyler's daughter.
Okay.
That lived anyway, but Living on the Edge.
Same album.
No, about an album
Jesus,
later.
I've been
Maybe
corrected.
album or two later.
Okay.
And it was just not good. And then Run DMC came
But that
out.
was the 90s when that came out. That was 25
late
years
80s,
ago.
early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Run DMC were fat and old, and they came out, and they all wobbled through.
They did Walk This Way
They
together?
walked this way.
My therapeutic.
Stop.
Yeah. and he was kind of, and they were kind of off, and they couldn't like hear the music. Something was off. And so they were a little off.
Hollywood's got to stop dredging these old people up.
But Steven Tyler, to his credit, at the end saved it when he hit "Walk This Way." He hit those notes perfect.
Which
for some reason,
it's his song. You think somewhere in the...
But I mean, he hit it right. That's the only thing he got right was the hardest part of the fucking song.
Oh my god!
After all that other stuff, they're fucking up.
Why don't you just leave old people in the closet?
Run DMC were old. Oh god, you remember Run DMC? You know them,
I don't
right?
remember them. I know them.
You know them, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't around to remember. You have to see it first. You know what I mean? I don't remember.
But you know them though. It's my point. You know them. You didn't mean
that's like
Aerosmith.
That's the first shit you learn. You know what I mean? It's Roots and then Run DMC.
Grady, Run DMC was a hip hop duo.
what it is.
They're a trio, right? Anyway,
they came out Velcro Adidas. You know, they
No,
was
but
out there.
I agree with you. Like, let them just die as legends. Like, let them just go off and be.
Put them on an iceberg.
Send them out. There is let them die in the wilderness.
No,
instead
what
of
it is that they need to bring them out to help older people around their age feel good about their mortality. Like that, you have to. If you see some shit that you remember when you was young, still alive, you like, there's still hope.
But
No,
But if you see a horrible,
But if you see a
version
bad
of it,
version,
it's just a
you're
reminder.
like, I'm gonna die tomorrow.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm part of this generation.
or you go, well, shit, I'm doing better than Run DMC. They had millions of dollars. Look how they look.
Yeah,
I'm doing great. My walk's paid off.
No, I think at
Look at
some
my
point
elderly calves.
you just punch the clock for the last time.
Yeah.
Wander off
No,
into the sunset.
you keep banging away, and then you got then you get a fucking
this is the part of
residency
you that still
at
wants
fucking-
a real Van Halen reunion.
Yes.
No.
It's dead. I know that.
They should bring them out. They just shouldn't make them perform.
No, you know what? What you should do? You should present. Fuck that. No, nothing. You should bring them out. And you should honor them at the beginning of concerts, the way we bring out old baseball players at the beginning of games.
Oh yeah.
But the minute you hand some 90-fucking-year-old man a baseball and have him that palsied arm try to throw the first pitch out, the whole thing's ruined for me. Just let that dude take his head nod. Don't even make him stand up. That's some bitch. He has earned the right to sit in that seat.
You know what you should see? Like, if there's a thing that they could show, like just show black households like watching like black celebrities watching their black crack. Like, it doesn't crack often, but when it does, it's real hard. You hear the whole house simultaneously go, shit, they done got old. Like, you hear everybody. It's tough. Like one year for the BET Awards, they brought out the cast of Good Times.
Oh God!
And you were just like, oh fuck! Like, you just like.
I felt that way when I watched The Watchmen, dude. I felt like Lou Gossett Jr. was punching people in the face in his roles 3 weeks ago, and then I turned on this TV. I didn't know who he was till episode 6 because I fell asleep and the credits were still on. That's the only reason I knew that was Lou Gossett.
When I black cracks, it's just slavish.
Yeah, I feel like Denzel's gonna go in one day.
Yeah. Oh no. I honestly think Denzel's gonna.
But he's gonna look exactly like this until he's 114.
Yeah,
and then he's gonna turn into an Okinawan woman.
Yes.
And by the way, when he does, his career is over.
Of course.
He can't play anything other than himself. Like, he's just the same.
But he does it better than anyone.
You're right, though.
I guess.
Yeah.
He wouldn't.
You know what he is? It's the black Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's the same way.
True.
He plays the same fucking role.
Yeah.
He plays Jack Nicholson.
Denzel's a little better than Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson is Snakes on the Plane and Coach Carter's the same motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's like motherfucking snakes, motherfucking basketballs. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Sam Jackson better go home and just pray to Tarantino. Like, he better have just like a shrine of Tarantino.
I worship you. Yeah. Oh, dude, I finally watched Reservoir Dogs. I kept falling asleep. They was in the warehouse too long. I kept falling asleep. I'm like, God damn, this is the whole movie, the warehouse? And then I finally saw the bank robbery and all that shit.
They didn't have a budget for actual action scenes.
Right?
They didn't. They had like $40 to make that movie.
Yeah,
dude, it was a lot.
But for $200, you guys could talk about what happened.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of niggas in that movie for there only be one starring. Like, I was like, shit.
You haven't seen. You haven't watched. You watched. How much Tarantino have you watched?
So I've seen The Hateful Eight. They had a couple niggas in there. I've seen Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. I've seen.
You got the Django yet?
Of Pulp Fiction. Haven't seen Django yet.
What?
Bring one of those thumb clickers.
Yeah. Oh no. This is the thing. They should say it a lot then because it's a slave movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't know another word for black people. It was just like niggas. Like that's what they was. It's like you know, before you learn a synonym for tomato or whatever the fuck. Like, you just like they're tomatoes. That was the best example I had. Like, I couldn't think of
Yeah.
It was not like they used to just call booze. And then it was like, that's alcohol. It's hooch.
Yeah,
it's different versions.
We'll take a break. We're gonna let you dig in deep.
God damn it!
Find an analogy. Trey Tutson, Rob Mungle. We're joined by
Niggas on tomatoes.
Grady Pruitt. We'll be right back on the Whiskey Brothers podcast.
Are you new to the Whiskey Brothers? Then check out the legendary first 400 episodes. Access the archives at praisewhiskey.com.
We are back halfway through episode 781. We're joined by Grady Pruitt at Pruitt Grady, if I'm not mistaken.
You
on
got it.
Twitter.
You nailed it.
PruittGrady. If you want to follow him on the Twitter, this has been a day, man. A lot of online buzz and grief to be certain. And we're not everybody's already wanted. Oh, Mary, they're gonna make this fucked up. We're not doing some weird how to make this funny. Ari Shaffir is being. We got
lambasted.
Yes,
I'm gonna be honest.
Over Kobe Bryant's death, and I'm not gonna turn this into a weird Kobe.
As a
segment.
black person, I better not see that motherfucker on the street.
This is see him when you're a white person.
We just if I was Asian, I let him pass.
This
but
is
as a black person,
one of those things where you find yourself at a particular crossroads. Do you not? as a comedian and as a
not as a
as a human being.
Well, only reason because I was like I already knew if anybody was gonna say anything, they were gonna bring up the rape charges he was acquitted of.
Of course.
So I'm like, all right, that's the only. Does anybody have a different whatever?
Right.
So if you go there, it's just like, you're just trying to be an asshole.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, very low hanging. So I was like, all right, I saw that, but I thought about something. This is the first hero I've ever really lost.
Oh.
And I remember you said something. You said something when Chris Cornell died. There's a bunch of younger comics saying a bunch of shit, right? And you made a post. You said one day one of you motherfuckers is gonna lose somebody, and you're gonna know what the fuck that feels like. And yesterday, that was the first thing that came to my head because I didn't know who Chris Cornell was. I didn't make any. I saw a lot of people was upset. But then when it happened,
if you'd had any information, you would have.
Maybe so. But this time it was like, oh fuck! Like this is somebody that helped you bond with my dad. My dad didn't talk when it was just pimp shit. Like he was still shaking off the pimp shit.
Right.
So he cold blooded. The only time we talked was when Kobe was on. So I got to know him because of this shit. So yeah, that shit. It hits a lot.
So you didn't care for any of the Kobe jokes. That's what you're saying.
I didn't give a fuck about the. I mean, I was like, I didn't want to see. It was just like I knew what it was gonna be.
This is the standard.
Yeah.
When I see a situation like, I never make a joke about it because I have sifted through countless piles of writing about the comics and tweets, and I've not seen a single good take.
Yeah,
that's my problem with it.
There is none.
That's my problem with it.
I would hear it if you had one.
Yeah.
I am yet to, and I even sifted through, kind of pulling for it. Like, did someone not in a fucked up way, but just in a, I like seeing someone do something I think is basically impossible.
I would never tell a comic what they can and can't joke about.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't joke about a Kobe Bryant tragedy.
Right.
But I'm never going to tell a comic that you can't. But my only problem was that I didn't see a funny one.
Not a single.
The best one I saw, but it wasn't really a joke, was from Zach Dixon, and he said, "This is our Princess Diana."
Yeah,
and that was not less a joke, but more like almost like kind of true. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you just don't. And I'm not saying I would be okay with it if there was a funny. I still think it's fucked up. I personally don't think it's the place for a joke. I think you got to give it a minute, unless you can find the angle that doesn't victimize. Like, and everybody's
the
just
surrounding shit is what makes it. A lot of shit was funny in that. The news anchor lady, like shit surrounding.
I know what you're
like
saying.
The news anchor lady.
Oh, that was
in trouble for saying nigga instead of Lakers. Like she was caught in between.
Yeah. It was
Knicks and Lakers.
Knicks and Lakers.
And she got nigga out of that. And when you see the headline, it just says Lakers in trouble for saying N-word.
And that's the thing, is they do bait you in that sort of.
But I was like, well, that depends on how she said it. Because they was like, yo, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. She was like, nigga, you lying. You gotta kind of give her a pass on that. I thought it was something more on that.
Well, she clearly just
stumbled on words.
And she was just like, oh, is that what?
That's why I thought it.
You know what? But my problem with that is no one has ever tried to use the N-word and then stumbled onto something else. Like, no one's tried to. That stupid Knickerbocker. You know?
Yeah.
It is. It's rare when that happens.
See if I can get this to. See if I can.
Yeah, she fucked up.
That was perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers Kavita. If I could ask you to stay with us.
Oh my, no! I'm sorry, Slade.
Los Angeles Lakers
No, Slade. God damn! No, this is what happened. Oh no, I know it. I know exactly what happened.
One time in con.
Perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Now, see, that's fake. That's not it. That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Do you hear that pause?
Yeah.
She got caught up on caught up on the team name. She got caught up on the team name.
100%.
But the only thing she could think about was what race the players was. So her fucking immediate verb was niggas.
Oh, that is not what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Did you hear that pause? She had time to think about a team, and she just went with a slur.
Bro, go back and watch old stand-up.
Watch her face.
Watch stand-up clips of yourself, and watch the pause before you flub a word anyway.
So she brand new. Because old clips of me would be brand new.
Maybe
we would
so.
Pull up 3 days in.
I didn't pull up.
Be a professional, bitch.
I'm not. I agree. I'm not defending. I know what we heard.
Which I think is. I think that's the name of the.
And then it was a hard R.
Yeah.
How do you drop the hard
Because they're
R?
not the Lakers.
No,
That's how.
No,
You know what?
the way you said it is use GH. That's
I think it's a
think
fuck
it's a
up. I
mistake?
think you don't fire this girl over this stupid. Yes, it's fucked up.
Actually, that's the name of the XFL team. They copyrighted it.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard it. I'm not.
That was the name of his daughter's team.
This is we listen to this with
The
different
Bombettes.
racial ears.
What? No, what? I cannot defend what the ears hear.
No,
And I do not know the girl enough to make a defense of her character. For all I know, she has a robe in her closet that used to be her grandfather's. I have no idea.
I'm not saying she's racist. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying
She meant to drop the N-word?
She clearly got stuck. I'm just saying. From what I heard, how she paused, she was like, "What the fuck is a substitute for what makes up most of the Lakers?" Niggas, that's how your brain, you reach for the most.
What you're saying is,
I'm not saying none of the Lakers is niggas, but in her mind, that's what she heard.
so
and saw
she
and
was
seen.
mired in a tar pit, if you will, and
Okay.
started spinning tires, trying to get out.
She
And that's
trying to.
No, that team's from La Brea.
Yeah.
They're, anyway.
the tar baby pits.
See?
I bet you she started that segment going
Hey, that's
by,
Walt Disney. That's
just
not
don't
me.
say the N-word.
Yes, that's what it feels like.
I imagine 10 years from now, she's going to be at a cocktail party somewhere. Look, I get it. I'm sorry. I was combining Lakers and Knicks, and it just got.
Do you see? He almost did it.
I almost did it. I almost did it.
right there.
Yeah.
I look. That is y'all listen with white ears, and that's fine. That is totally acceptable. Because if there was a black dude that slipped up and said "bitches" or something like that, I would know how that worked.
Yeah, but if he
he's
said
describing
it,
a WNBA team,
if he said it,
you know them bitches, like he couldn't.
No, but if he was in between trying to say the word boys and britches, and then that came out, you would be like, I
don't know. Lakers and Knicks. I mean, I don't know, man.
I just think what we need now is to have to change the Knicks team. Let's change the name.
That name is too tricky.
It's too, it is. It's too
Knickerbockers?
tough.
Come on, Knickerbockers.
It's too tough for the white tongue.
Come on,
They shortened it already.
I know.
Yeah.
The
They did. It
Knickerbockers.
was Knickerbockers. But that,
You know who's the man? Their announcers got to be the best in the world.
Oh,
they
just
had
refer to
no
it as
fucking-
good team.
Yeah.
There's no.
No, it ain't Marv Albert anymore. It's Mike Breen and Walt Frazier. So they got a black dude there just to be like,
Yeah, just watch it.
just to
Bro,
look over at him.
that was the equivalent of me rattling off Aerosmith just now.
Oh, I'm a basketball fan. I guess I got
That
some shit
could
I
that
nerd
could
out
be
about.
utter fiction. I would have no
You
way to
have no
prove.
idea.
I don't even
Mike
know if those are
Breen's the
people.
one. Anytime you shoot a three, goes bang every time they hit a three. That's Mike. That's his shit. They all got their own shit. Marv Albert bites people in the back. How the fuck is that dude still working? Do you know about this shit? This is a long time ago.
30 years ago.
This
That's why.
motherfucker had
Marv
on a dress and panties, and he bit a lady in the fucking back while fucking her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
He was-
still gets to work.
He was a transvestite.
Rob, I'm gonna
Marv
be honest.
Albert was?
We've been doing this
30
podcast
years.
so long.
30
We
years.
might have done this story when it
We may
originally
have.
happened.
Yeah. It was the late 90s.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
late 90s.
Yeah.
And then he just lined up. It was like
It was a hooker too.
James for three. They was like, bro, didn't you assault somebody last week?
Yeah, it was a hooker. He bit her in the back and she
It actually wasn't a crime what he did.
I know, good for him. That's
because
actually,
he paid for it.
It was actually
Now
what-
listen here, I'm gonna bite you in the neck.
sexual deviance is what he got charged with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like some
Whoa,
which is like
wait.
some Louis shit.
What's no? What's sexual deviance is a crime?
Well, he was dressed in put in a dress and high heels and bit a woman in the back.
Okay, yeah. So which part of that's illegal? The biting part, right?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
Sexual deviance. It was
It's
the
just-
actual charge.
Listen, thing. It wasn't a lot of porn categories back then. So
I'm
you did
curious.
anything wild, it was just like, yeah, bro, this has to be a crime.
It wasn't Pornhub.
Yeah, exactly. You fuck somebody with a fucking Teletubby head on. They didn't know what to label that shit. So they was just like, that's a crime, bitch. You can't fuck nobody with stuffed animals.
But you know what's funny? Like, if that
Attached
story
to it.
would come out today, he would be like a hero. Like, he would get an award or something like that. for,
Oh,
like,
right. Brave man fights off.
progressive.
Oh, yeah.
Fights off. Wow.
Let's see. What's this?
Oh, just deviant sexual intercourse in some U.S. states. Any act of sexual gratification involving the sex organs of one person and the mouth or anus of another.
Oh, this is fucking hilarious.
So sex?
What the fuck is this?
Typically, the act itself is not a crime, but the term is used to describe forcible or otherwise involuntary acts that differ from the crime of rape. So
like, she
indecent
wanted
assault,
the dick. She just didn't want his teeth.
Indecent, yeah, basically.
Okay.
So it wasn't
Term
really
has
a
replaced
crime.
sodomy in the criminal codes of some. Interesting. None of these things should be crimes unless the chick really didn't want to be bitten. But she probably still kept the money, right?
Probably.
Oh yeah,
All
she
right.
kept that.
You got to you got to put
settlement.
man. If you're going to be a hooker, you got to have some asterisks in your contract.
You got to have some writers.
Just
This is what I'm saying. That dude did that shit, and soon as they charged OJ, they fired him. I'm talking about the next fucking day. Bye, OJ.
Yeah, it was about the same time as OJ.
But then he was acquitted. Yeah, but then he was acquitted, and they didn't give him his job back.
Well, wait,
he still
OJ
knows
did some-
football.
OJ, wait.
I mean, he also knows murder and how to get away with it, but he also, which helps the ratings.
Did Marv run from the scene of the crime with Kato Kalin or however that worked?
Fuck.
No.
It wasn't
Was there
Kato Kalin, it was AC
whoever?
Collins.
Was there a full helicopter police chase
I
behind
don't
Marv Albert's
think so.
biting
Who
incident?
gives a fuck?
Well, one of
He
those
was
is a fire.
acquitted.
One of those is a
He's
fireable
acquitted,
offense.
and he knows football. And he's a fucking Hall of Famer. One of very few running backs to rush for over 2,000 yards in a season. He knows the game.
That-
I want to see fucking Chris Collinsworth every fucking goddamn. That guy right there. Shut the fuck up, you average player. Only stars should
if
be
Chris
able to.
Collinsworth would have murdered somebody, he would be interesting.
He would still.
He would finally be interesting. I saw you with my wife at the bar.
Bro, say what you
and I'm
want.
going to cut you with this knife, you little piece of shit.
Say what you want. Murder adds to your personality. If you've killed somebody, people want to know more
Bro,
about you.
everybody right now, I'm sort of seeing people on Aaron Hernandez's side because he's got a TV show now.
No, they're on his side because he was gay. That's the only reason.
I haven't watched the show. Was he gay?
It's supposed to be a whole thing that him and the dude. But yeah, this is the era of sexuality. They're like, we know he murdered people, but wasn't he just so? He was in the closet, y'all. You know how
People
hard
gotta
that
decide
is.
if they're really mad at, like, they don't know what they're mad about anymore.
Nobody's mad about murder. Nobody gives a fuck about. That's the family of the murdered. No one gives a shit, really.
You know, like I was watching Aaron Hernandez highlights the other day, and like all the comments are like so sad. Like all of them are just like he was a great player, like great. Like
right?
none of them are like,
Is there a little revisionist history going on here?
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he was good or whatever. I mean,
You know, the thing about did you watch the show?
I watched the first episode of the one on the ID channel.
Okay, now I watched the
Yeah.
Netflix one.
I haven't watched
And what's
that
very
one
interesting, he did not grow up in the hood. Everybody kind of assumed
grew
that
up in Bristol Beach, Connecticut.
he was in Connecticut
Yeah,
in a
grew up in
fucking
Connecticut,
whitest
yeah.
fucking community with all these other rich kids, and he just wanted to play hoodlum.
But he was a Mexican. I mean, at the end of the fucking day,
At the end of the day,
he
he's
has
a dead.
Z at the
He's
end of his
a
name.
dead murderer. Give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Not suicide.
Whatever.
And he killed himself so his wife and the family could get their pension.
He was a good guy.
He's an unselfish dead murderer.
He was a good
fuck
guy
about Aaron
that was in
Hernandez.
a bad place.
They will sell
the murder
you.
isn't that bad.
They will sell you anything.
Murder's not that bad, Slade.
I-
Depends on who and how you murder.
Yeah, I don't want episode
If you
781.
if you stone somebody, that's fucked up. That's too time consuming. Shot, that's heat of the moment, and you don't know. Bitch, I had this on me.
He killed 2 people because someone spilled a drink on him.
Hey man, clothes are expensive.
We gotta get out of here.
All right, fair enough.
Next episode of Grady sums things up.
Welcome to the No Shit Podcast. Aaron Hernandez, piece of shit.
You know he killed.
That's fair. And I meant nothing about what I said about murder. This was all trying to be.
Trey Tutson,
Trying to be
Rob
funny and
Mungel,
interesting.
joined by Grady Pruitt. Murder makes everything more interesting.
It is.
We are collectively at Praise Whiskey. The Patreon is easy to find. We thank you guys for hanging out with us each and every week. We'll see you very soon.
They don't want no problems. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.